right, so with that, we have about 4 minutes until Senate will start, so go run to the bathroom, stretch your legs, etc. Thank you.
All right. Good evening, everyone. The time is 6:39 p.m., and I hereby call this meeting of the Student Senate to order. As usual, we'll begin with a roll call. When I call your name, please say here or present. Iono Dimoth. Here. Moran. Here. Rahman. Here. Rolls. Here. Reinhardt. Here. Marcus. Here. Pelzer. Here. O'Connor. Here. Shin. Here. Utica. Here. Palin. Here. Oh, pardon me. Thank you very much. Moisango. Here. Nievenhoven. Here. Kekun. Here. Azan. Present. Kameyer. Here. Moyer. Here. Hartley. Here. Agarwal. Here. Shamsai. Here. Verger. Here. Papa Nicolau. Here. Snyder. Momini. Here. James. Here. Bailey. Here. Dugan. Here. Neal. Here. Sloop. Here. Pursley. Here. And Cronin. Here. With that, even without Palin, we do still have quorum. With that, we'll move into the Pledge of Allegiance led by our Sergeant at Arms. Seeing no Senate program for this evening, we'll move directly into open forum. Open forum shall serve as an opportunity for students to speak about any issues relevant to the student body. If there's anyone here tonight for open forum, I would ask that you approach the podium at this time. And I would ask that our senators close or mostly close your laptops as a sign of respect. Thank you. This time is yours.
Thank you. Your favorite rabble-rousers here, JK. My name's Sandra Wilson. You may have remember me from the week before or the week before that. As some of you may know, I'm president of the Student Reformationists. It's a student organization. We're brand new this semester. And we have an action planned for March 31st on Transgender Day of Visibility. And there's a mass email that we intend to send out this week, and so hopefully you'll all get it in your inboxes soon, so I don't have to hand these out this time. But I hope, I don't know if there were any motions that were put in having to do with doing an official correspondence with ISU in response to my request, was it last week or the week before? I'm going to assume there weren't, unless I hear otherwise. Thank you all for taking the time to look into that. And but I would like you all to consider coming to this. We're lining up, hopefully, hundreds of people in front of the U.S. District Attorney's office in Des Moines. We have criminal complaints with about 7 federal laws that Kim Reynolds and several legislators violated. And we're going to be lining up one by one to file these criminal complaints and call for the arrests of these high-profile individuals in our state. And this much has to do with the removal of transgender people from civil rights protections with the express intent to cut off access to medically necessary procedures for the third time since 2018. Our government's done this. So I personally experience a lot of day-to-day stress with what's in the news involved with this. I'm concerned about going there and being alone. And Iowa, there's another group I'm involved with called Iowa Association of Transgender Women, and we voted unanimously to put on this event, and so did Student Reformationists. And so I'm just calling for you, whether you're as government or as fellow citizens or people that are concerned about fellow citizens, you don't have to agree politically, but I think it's pretty damn scary to think that people can openly, are going to be, as soon as this bill takes effect, if we don't hold them accountable, that they can fire trans people from jobs, harass us in stores. A lot of people say, well, I don't want to pay for your surgery, but at the same time, they want to, and they're like, that's cosmetic, that's not medically necessary. I politically disagree with this fact, but that person's probably never suffered from it. They've probably never been physically beaten near to death on multiple occasions, and they've probably never been fired or had these experiences of getting regularly harassed in society. When politicians say things to everybody and they say defamatory things about trans people, it impacts regular people who then harass us. You may not see it, but it's like a sexual predator. They can work next to them for 20 years and have no idea what they're doing behind the scenes to other people who are their victims. So thanks for your time.
Thank you for being here. And with that, if there's anyone else for open forum, please go ahead.
Again, I was also here on the Wednesday before last one. If I get a bit more passionate this time, I think I'd have a right to, because the people who are like passing the laws and saying yes to them, they're really not the ones being affected by the laws they're passing. And if they have people in their lives who are being affected, then they don't care about them. It's clear as day. If you did care about someone, you wouldn't pass a law that directly hurts them. I do have friends who are affected by these laws, and I myself am affected by these laws. There's in Colombia, everybody knows this, that there's student Mahmoud Khalil who is a permanent resident who's being detained without charges. And the simple matter that he's being detained for is because he spoke up for something he did not agree with, which is something the Constitution says. I have it in my pocket right now, so if anyone wants me to check my sources, I have it with me. The problem is that it isn't that he said something that he disagrees with the government or that he did something that harms foreign interests. The only problem is that he has the same skin color as me. And because of that, it's obvious that right now they're in Colombia, someday they're going to reach Iowa, and someday they're going to reach students like me who are getting affected by these laws and who want it to stop. And so in preparation for that, in a way, and our university is silent about it, that's one thing, where there's other universities who are giving responses to at least have some sort of just formation of like unity or something to keep people safe. And our university is repeatedly silent on it. And the defense is that they need the funding. I find it really hard to believe that the 18% that we get from federal funding, which is on the Iowa State's fiscal reports, it's not a number hard to find. The 18 to 19% we get is that like vulnerable that if you send out an email telling people who to go to if you're being affected by something on campus or by the laws, it's that vulnerable, then maybe it's really bad that we have to agree to this. And so just what I want student government to do is to basically take a stand and say that we don't like this, because there are people who are getting not just mentally affected, physically affected, and there's people who first it was just fear, and every day that fear turns into a reality. There's people who are being detained, permanent residents, completely legal. So the issue isn't legal or illegal. It's just that they have the same skin color as me. And so we need some sort of protection, because when they get here and they detain people like me, I don't know if the university or even if student government is gonna have my back. And I am sure I'm not just speaking for myself. I'm speaking for a lot of people who are in the same predicament as me, who are scared for things that are changing rapidly. And so, yeah, my urge is to just get something done. I ask you to just ask the university's administration to do something, to at least have a response to show that they have a stand and they support us.
Thank you for being here. With that, we'll move into adopting this evening's agenda. Are there any amendments before we do so?
I motion to table 2025-3-010SG until March 26th, as the representative couldn't be here.
All right, and so if I'm not mistaken, that was a motion to table 010SG for 2 weeks?
Yes.
To March 26th. Is there a second? Are there any objections? Seeing none, it shall be tabled.
I also motion to add 2025-3-011 SG to now the top of special orders.
It's been moved and seconded to add item 011 SG to the top of special orders. Are there any objections? Seeing none, it shall be added. Once again, back on the agenda as a whole. If no other amendments, was that an amendment? Pardon me, Senator Kammeier, please.
Motion to table 2025-3-020F.
All right, there's been a motion to table item 020F. Is there a second? Second. Moved and seconded. Are there any objections? Seeing none, it shall also be tabled.
Motion to add 2025-3-024F.
Second.
Moved and seconded. I believe you said item 024F.
Yeah.
All right, moved and seconded to add item 024F. Are there any objections? Seeing none, it shall be added. Once again, back on the agenda as a whole, if there are any further amendments. And if not, is there a motion to adopt? Moved and seconded to adopt this evening's agenda. Are there any objections to doing so? Seeing no objections, it shall be adopted. Moving then into the approval of the previous minutes, is there a motion to adopt those? Moved and seconded to approve the previous minutes. Are there any objections to doing so? Seeing no objections, they shall be approved. And with that, we'll move into committee reports, starting first with the Rules Committee and Speaker Momini.
All right, Rules is meeting tomorrow to work on chapters 10 and 11 of the bylaws, so we are getting very close. We are also looking at the Constitutional Amendment Bill 2, which did go through Rules Committee, and then we also have the student legal contract that we will be looking at that Senator Kammeier explained last week, so ask any questions if you have them. Thanks.
With that, the floor is open for any questions or comments. Seeing none, we'll move on to Finance. If we have a representative from Finance, Senator Kammeier, please.
So Finance Committee has had, I think since the last Senate meeting, 2 annual allocations meetings, and we just have 1 left, which is great, so almost done there. And then in April, you will see the big picture bill, which will display all of the allocations. Also, we had a quick meeting on Tuesday. We don't, surprisingly, have anything that we're voting on from Finance. So, yeah.
With that, the floor is open. Seeing no questions or comments, we'll then move on to PR.
Hey guys, I have a few things here. The Iowa State Day at the Capitol Post went up today. PR has been working on promotional material for upcoming events like the concert. We're considering a lot of different advertising options, including SciRide and website editions. We're also working on promoting other events and projects for various committees. We ordered our first batch of student government merchandise Monday. We're going to be having some stickers and buttons. They should be arriving the Monday we get back from spring break. So committees will be able to use these to hand out to students at their events. We're also in the planning phases of a welcome back from spring break event, which will be south of the library. We're hoping to give away pizza and some of our merchandise. If approved by event auth and management, we will be doing this Wednesday, the 26th. I will add a volunteer sign-up sheet in the outreach tab as soon as details are finalized. That's all I got.
Any questions for PR? Seeing none, we'll move on to the Idea Committee.
Okay. Hi everyone. Idea did not meet last week because there were some conflicts with time, but we have our Idea town hall that is almost planned. We have the room and everything almost planned out with logistics. We're just trying to move the format to more of a students with students and open dialogue forum format. That is what we're hoping for, but that's all the update I have for this week.
All right, with that, the floor is open for any questions or comments for the IDEA Committee. Seeing none, with that, we'll move on to events.
Hi, you guys. Not much going on with the events committee. We are continuing to plan the inauguration, and we would also love to help out with any events that you guys are planning within your other committees.
All right, any questions for the events committee? Seeing none, we'll move on to local affairs. If we have a designee for local affairs tonight, please go ahead.
So unfortunately, ex officio Boland's sick today. Hope you'll feel better, girl. She's watching right now. So the update is that our next student government meeting, our next Senate meeting, the 26th is going to be our joint city council meeting. So that's coming up. We will be spending 30 minutes on each topic, and the topics include open discussion, downtown engagement, sustainability, and Ames boards and commissions. Local affairs will be working on a packet similar to the one from the last meeting, and we'll have it to you guys before the joint meeting on the 26th. Reminder that it starts at 5 p.m., and please notify Emily if you're going to be late or absent at all. And then if you have any questions at all, just email our team, sir.
With that, the floor is open for local affairs. Seeing no questions, we'll move on to sustainability.
All right, hi guys. First of all, thank you so much to Nolan. Whoa, not Nolan, Ryan. My bad. I got people mixed up. To Ryan, who came and did the Narcan training. I hope you guys all got something out of it that practices social sustainability. Because remember, sustainability is the 3 facets, not just environmentalism. We also today just passed 2 green initiatives fund. We spent a total of $24,000. So finance, be prepared. This is your warning. So one of them was for bike maintenance stations near towers, and then the other one was for water bottle filling stations, hopefully getting 11 new stations around campus, which is super exciting. We also do still have about $2,000 to play with for the rest of the semester, so if anybody has any suggestions as to what they want to see on campus that'll spend around $2,000, please feel free to email Abby or I, because we would love to hear it. As well, we have moved the campus cleanup to April 13th, so that way we can partner with IRHA. They will be handling the campus side of things while we'll be handling the Greek life side of things. You will be getting a notification from me in Teams with the flyers. That way you guys can sign up. So have your frat, sorority, Greek life people sign up for the Greek life part. And then if you're not part of it, join the IRHA one because it's going to be epic and cool. And we're going to clean up a lot of trash and we're going to make Iowa State pretty. Guys, please. Okay. Yeah, that's it for me.
The floor is open for any questions or comments. Seeing none, on to health and wellness.
Hey guys, we met on Tuesday. We've continued to plan the safety walk event. We're staying in contact with Chief Noon and then reaching out to some other organizations that we think would be interested in helping out with that. That's really all, but lastly, I would like to say a thank you to everyone who showed up for Woofs and Wellness and everyone who helped out. It went really well. We had, I think, 350 cookies we ordered, and by the end of the event, we had handed out 300 of those. So we got a pretty good turnout. And then afterwards, Heymuth and Wren came and handed the rest out in the MU, and they were able to get rid of those, so that was awesome. I heard a lot of great feedback as far as being able to pet some dogs. Even though it was a little poor weather, it still was a good turnout, so I was really excited about that.
Are there any questions or comments for health and wellness? Seeing none, we'll move on to the legislative ambassadors. If we have a representative from governmental affairs? I guess not. Moving then into the other category, this is an opportunity to speak about any committee that is not otherwise represented on tonight's agenda. Seeing nothing in that category either, we'll move on to comments from the judicial branch. Seeing nothing in that category, moving on to comments from our advisor.
Seems like every year I get the pre-spring break meeting. So just what we want to say from an advisor standpoint is y'all have fun, enjoy your spring break. But we do ask everyone that is in this room, a part of student government, just the campus body as a whole, please be careful with everything that is going on. If you're traveling, make sure that you are aware of your surroundings, all of that kind of stuff, because we want to see you back in a safe way here on campus after spring break. So if you have questions or need something from us, please let us know.
Are there any questions for our advisor? Seeing none, next we'll see comments from the executive branch with President Hirsch.
Thank you. I want to echo everything Brad just said. Everyone have a good spring break. I know we earned it. I also want to do a round of applause for sustainability. Great job. We're excited about the water bottle filling stations. Super cool. And then also great job on our health and wellness side too with Wolfson Wellness. I don't have too much for you. Full cabinet again, really proud of that, very happy. Sorry we stole Senator Alex, I'm the worst. But yeah, great cabinet. And again, we're kind of wrapping down here with our time in student government and just making sure if you have those final projects that you're working on and you're not coming back, to make sure that those are brought to completion or how we can ensure that those projects are finished in the future.
Any questions for the executive? Seeing none, we'll move on to comments from the Election Commission.
Hey everyone, this is our first post-election week. Despite the rain, despite the blizzard, we had some pretty good turnout. We had about 3,690 students voting, which is our highest total in a couple of years. So we're really, really excited about that. But yeah, thank you all for helping us drum out turnout, get all that stuff out. Kind of what it looks like for the commission going forward is we're just going to look at, obviously, the special election for Senate to get the amendment through. And then we're also going to be looking at revamping our code for next year and beginning the process of updating the Constitution. So again, we're really excited about this election. So, and then we might actually have a full Senate after this election. I'm going through some write-ins, getting through everybody. So we might have a full Senate after the election. So super exciting stuff.
With that, the floor is open for questions. Pardon me, sir. Go ahead.
Did we beat Iowa? We will know April 2nd. Okay. Their election is late, but I think we should beat them because, so Iowa last year got like about 1,900 students voting, and we beat that first day by noon. And they vote for 3 days, so we ain't losing.
Any further questions or comments for the commission?
We should beat them because they're Iowa. Exactly.
All very fair points. With that, seeing no questions, we'll move into our business for this evening.
I would like to introduce a motion to waive bylaw 8.8.3.2. This is the bylaw that says that the Finance Committee needs to introduce the big picture bill or the annual allocation bill at least 4 meetings before the end of our session. As we all know, at the beginning of this session, we tabled their bill, and so they had to push back all of their dates. So this is just our way of giving them a little bit of time to work that out. So that's why I'm waiving the bylaw, so that way nobody's getting in trouble for not following them. You do not need a bill to waive a bylaw. It's just a motion to waive the bylaw. Every year we have the big picture bill.
I apologize. Could you use the mic there just for, thank you so much.
So I'm just confused about which item specifically are we talking? Is the big picture bill on agenda right now?
No, it cannot be on the agenda because we tabled, somebody in Finance Committee, what was the bill that we tabled? Yeah, we remember when we tabled the PNC to give sports more time to go and talk to Finance Committee about the changes? We tabled.
Yeah. I'm okay with that, but the concern is just we cannot just do it in air, right? There need to be some sort of record or like a document or something.
The record is our minutes.
This will be part of the record.
Okay, are you?
Second.
All right, so there's been a motion, it's been seconded to waive bylaw 8, I believe, correct me here, 8.8.3.2. Are there any objections? Seeing none, it shall be waived. All right, moving into our business for this evening, having tabled item 020F, we'll move directly into special orders, starting with item 2025-3-011SG, seating an at-large to PR and Health and Wellness with Senator Moyer.
Hi, so this individual came to Rules looking to be sat as a senator, but unfortunately their constituency seats were full, so they still showed interest and passion on being PR and Health and Wellness. I'll let them talk.
Hey guys, so my name is Sam Perez. I'm a freshman. I have a passion for mental health and PR. I'm on the water polo team. I'm the vice president of health and safety for Theta Chi fraternity. I've had a long history of mental health. Both these things I'm very passionate about. I wanted to join student government because I believe that I can make a change and improve stuff. So yeah.
And with that, the floor is open for questions, starting with Speaker Momney.
Yeah, I would just like to say that I think that it's great that even after you unfortunately weren't able to join us at the table as a senator, that you still express interest in coming as an at-large and still being a part of student government in some way. So I just want to say that I think that's wonderful. And so I think it just shows that you obviously have the type of character that we appreciate and foster here in the student government environment.
Thank you.
So thank you.
Senator Snyder.
I would also like to voice my support behind Sam. I've worked with him before, and I know him as a person. I know he's driven to do and follow through on a lot of initiatives that whatever he gets involved in, I know he will see through, and I would like to voice my full support behind him. I yield.
Vice Speaker Persley.
I would also like to voice my support for Sam. I think he's great, and he's put on a couple really cool events. He even put on an event with Wendy Winterstein there, so that's really awesome. And I would like to ask you, if you could describe yourself in one word, how would you describe yourself?
I would say the one word that I describe myself with is devoted. I've always kind of been raised with the mentality that, you can't finish something half-ass. So I've always been devoted in everything I do, like what you're referring to, the candlelight vigil. It was a huge success this year compared to many other years. The IFC president even quoted, "It's the first positive article about Greek life here at Iowa State from the ISU Daily," and I think it's awesome. So,
Senator Marcus.
I also just wanted to voice my support. I worked with Sam all of first semester. He was a part of our House cabinet, and every single event he did, he was the social chair. Every single event he planned and everything, never had a single problem. He always got the work done on time. He got the word out about it, and so I just want to say he's very good at anything that he puts his mind towards, and so with that, he has my support.
Pardon me, what was the motion there? All right, moved and seconded to end debate. Are there any objections to doing so? Seeing no objections, any closing comments with Senator Moyer? Seeing no closing comments? UC has been called for. Are there any objections to passing this nominee by way of unanimous consent? Seeing no objection, congratulations, the motion carries. With that, we'll move directly into general orders, starting first with item 2025-3-002SZ, constitutional amendment to add contract and agreement lengths, 2, with Senator Kammeier.
Hi, everyone. Hopefully this is the last time I have to talk about this bill. Really, it's been a pain for the past month. Anyway, with that in mind, we've basically already gone through the process with this, what this is, having limits on the contracts. But if you do have any questions, just let me know. Thank you.
With that, the floor is open for any discussion, starting first with Vice Speaker Persley.
Did you triple check that is the correct?
3, 4, 5, 6, yeah.
With that, is there any further discussion? Moved and seconded to end debate at this time. Are there any objections to doing so? Seeing no objections, any closing comments with Senator Kammeier?
Please vote yes and let this end.
With that, we'll move into a vote. Roll call has been called for. So when I call your name, please say yes, no, or you may abstain. Iono Dimhoff. Moran. Rahman. Rolls. Reinhardt. Marcus. Pelzer. O'Connor. Shin. Utica. Moisango. Nievenhoven. Kekun. Azan. Kammeier. Moyer. Hartley. Agarwal. Shamsai. Veriger. Papanikolaou. Snyder?
Yes.
Momini? James? Bailey? Dugan? Neal? Sloop? Pursley? And Cronin. One moment while we tally that. All right, so the final vote of 30 to 0 to 0, the motion carries. Next, we'll see item 2025-3-001SA, ratifying a contract between student government and the Student Legal Association with Senator Kammeier.
Okay, so like I said, I believe last week when this was on first read, this was due to a clerical error, and we're just having an amendment. I believe if you want to go up to the podium, we do have a representative from Student Legal as well.
Yeah, good evening, everybody. Thank you for the opportunity to address this. Just as the senator indicated, it was a clerical error. We had the original contract that we had for student government, and the move to the sixth floor of the MU. We did that in 2022. But it all started with a fiscal year in 2021 where was the first memorandum of understanding that dealt with the MU rent. Unfortunately, due to the fact that they actually didn't impose any increase in the rent in 23 and 24, but it went up for the first time in 23 from what it had been. When the contract got put together, it was simply, as the senator indicated, a clerical error, and the amount of rent that was set forth in the last amended agreement in 2023 that covered the move and the year subsequent to the move up to the sixth floor included an amount for rent from the 2021 contract. So what happened was that deficit of $4,758, I think it is, was discovered in September of last fall, after an audit of the yearly amounts under student legal services. So this is just to correct the payment to the MU to make sure that they got the full amount of rent that was required under the agreement, the last agreement that was ratified in 2023. So I know that might be confusing, but suffice to say that the wrong paperwork got inserted to the last contract. So this is to correct that deficit.
With that, the floor is open, starting with Senator Azan.
Can you clarify, the only thing that is changing is the rent amount? And if you can talk about the specific number, how much is the rent amount that is changed?
Yeah, it's changed by $4,758. It was so this was for the 2024 fiscal year. The last agreement said the rent for that year was $24,429 when it was actually, I believe, $29,187. So the difference was the $4,758.
Awesome. And that's the only thing that is changed?
That's correct.
Awesome. I yield.
With that, the floor is open for any further discussion. Moved and seconded to end debate. Are there any objections to doing so? Seeing none, any closing comments with Senator Kammeier?
Yeah, so like I said, this is really just about the Memorial Union rent, and I don't know if it's required, but I am going to call for a roll call vote because this is financial in nature.
Thank you very much. With that, we'll move into a roll call vote. When I call your name, please say yes, no, or of course you may abstain, starting with Iono Dimov. Yes. Moran. Yes. Rahman. Yes. Rolls. Yes. Reinhardt. Yes. Marcus. Yes. Pelzer. Yes. O'Connor. Yes. Shin. Yes. Utica. Yes. Moisango.
Yes.
Nievenhoven. Yes. Kekun. Yes. Azan.
Yes.
Kameyer.
Yes.
Moyer.
Yes.
Hartley. Yes. Agarwal. Shamsai. Yes. Verriger. Yes. Papanikolaou. Yes. Snyder. Yes. Momini. Yes. James. Yes. Bailey. Yes. Dugan. Yes. Neal. Yes. Sloop. Yes. Pursley. Yes. And Cronin.
Yes.
All right, and so with the final vote, once again, of 30 to 0 to 0, the motion carries. Thank you. Next, we'll move into our new business items for this evening, starting first with item 2025-3-023F, funding an improved office space for student government administrative assistant with Senator Kameyer.
Hey everyone, I believe that this is the first bill this session that has a picture with it, so you can see that. Hopefully all the whereas clauses make sense. In terms of the finance chart, it might look a little weird, but that's because we're not allocating to any organization. This is like a student government purchase. So yeah, so if you have any questions of intent, let me know.
The floor is open for questions of intent. Seeing none, this item will return next week. We'll then move on to item 2025-3-024F, women's basketball club trip to Washington University St. Louis funding with Senator Kameyer.
Okay, last one from me tonight. So this is exactly what it sounds. The women's club basketball team is taking a trip over to Washington University in St. Louis for, I believe, a regional competition, and this is just a travel expense.
With that, the floor is open for any questions of intent. Seeing none, this item will once again return next week. So with that, having completed our business items for this evening, I'll go ahead and open the floor for any general closing announcements. Starting with Senator Kameyer.
Okay, so it feels a little weird promoting this, but in 13 days, which technically is still before our next Senate meeting, IRHA is actually helping host a Women's in Leadership event, which, Braden, correct me if I'm wrong, it's 6 p.m. in the Memorial Union.
Yes. I'll put a post in the team's chat.
Yeah, so check the teams for that. I would strongly encourage everyone to go. It seems like a really good panel, and it was actually brought by, I believe, a current RA and the IRHA Events Committee. It's going to be great.
Any further general closing announcements? All right, seeing none, just two quick things on my end. So firstly, if you have not already gotten your new student government polo, even if you received one previously, we have a second, slightly different one for you. Please come down to the office space. I'll check your name off the list and get that to you. Since they arrived, we've had one in-person Senate meeting that I've been at, and it completely slipped my mind to distribute them then. So I'd love to get them out tonight before spring break, just to make sure you have them for events and such that are coming up. And beyond that, as has already been said, great work, past couple of weeks, and I hope everyone has a great break. I yield to the Vice Speaker.
Okay, so if you are leaving early for break, maybe Friday, I would encourage you to do your office hours tomorrow. Because even though we're nearing break and the end of our session, you can still get nonfeasances from missing 2 office hours in the session. So I would encourage you to plan ahead and make sure that you are attending your office hours every week. And then secondly, if you are an LGBTQ plus student that is graduating this year, you can sign up now for the Lavender graduation, which is being put on by Pride Alliance, and that will be on January, February, March, May 15th. So yeah, I can help you get the QR code for that if you need it. Thanks, guys.
Yes, please, while rules would love to have you, it's not for rules investigation, so please do your office hours and your outreach credits, so me and Director of Outreach Gertis don't have to batter you about that. And so then the other thing that I have is, please do remember, another reminder, we have our joint city council meeting when we come back from break on the 26th at 5 p.m. in the sunroom, that way. So please come dress as close to business professional as possible. Everybody at city council will be dressed up like ex officio Boland mentioned. With that, please do be safe over break, have fun, and remember to take care of yourselves. Motion to adjourn.
With that, we are adjourned. Enjoy your break.
Go Cyclones.